to understand is we're going from where we are right now, which is this egregious taxation system, and we're trying to get to a no tax situation, which is a NESARA type society. We are moving in steps on our way there. And the reason we're doing this in steps is because you still have an asleep population where you have a great number of people who have no idea of even the conversations we're having here tonight. It's just not even in their perception at all, okay? So we're moving this in steps in a way that even they can grasp and understand. And so I would expect the big, beautiful bill to not be a final bill, but to move us in a direction where there could be perhaps another bill that is just tax only centered and that maybe eliminates it altogether down the road. So the fact that we're even getting to this point is a huge thing. Okay, it's progress. And it's, I've said this before, we move at the pace that the asleep can swallow it. Okay. So we're going quickly, but we can't go too quickly, because when you have a population that is completely programmed, we've all been programmed to a degree. Okay. Even myself, we've all been programmed to a degree, and it's a process of deprogramming that we each go through. So I think it's amazing that we even have got to where we are here. We have an enlightened group of audience here, people all talking and asking incredibly intelligent questions because you're awake. You have achieved a certain amount of enlightenment, and you have a different view now of the world. You literally see it differently now because of what's happened to you. So we're going to get there. We can't go there alone and leave everybody behind because we are humanity. So we need everyone to come with us. And so that's just why it's going to be a little bit slower. Some ask me, and I always say, I can't give timing out, right? About, when's the RV going to happen? When's the revaluation, the reset? I will say this. There is a lot of rumor that circulates on various social media channels. I don't care if it's Facebook, Telegram, could be even Truth Social, whatever. There's a lot of them, right? You need to be paying attention to what are the actions that are moving us where we want to go, because there's a lot of voices in each of these social media sites that are simply trolls, where the cabal has infiltrated the movement and they're seeding things in there as if they're truth. And then they get bounced around, and if it gets bounced around and shared enough times, everybody's like, well, I heard that 5 times, it must be true, even though it could be a lie altogether. Okay. So this is why it's important that we clearly look at what's going on. We can't just be stuck in Telegram groups all day and lose sight of reality, because we live in the world, right? We need to interact with it appropriately. And so I think it's important that we look at the actions that are moving us there. By their fruits ye shall know them. So we watch the fruits. Congress, the president, each department within his administration, the agencies. What are they doing? What direction is this going? And it gives you some indication when the country might be in a state of readiness to actually move to a new financial system. What you need to understand about revaluation of currencies or bonds, gold-backed bonds, or any of these types of topics, all of these type of assets where wealth was meant to be shared with humanity for projects and other things, they were all meant to be paid out in a gold-backed currency, not a debt note. Our current system, at least Federal Reserve System, is all debt notes. They're all IOUs. We are not going to rebuild the world on debt. Okay? That's not the plan. So we need to have this new currency that is asset-backed, that is worth something, so that we have a building place, a solid foundation, not an eroded one of sand. So can we have an RV tomorrow? Well, we don't have this currency. So can we be paid? No, we can't. And these are just simple facts. And this is, I realize what I say sometimes, everybody says, well, all the gurus said this, and maybe it's different. I'm not going to talk about the gurus. I'm trying to share with you things that are factual, things that are actually taking place so that you can be hopeful, because we have come a long ways. The last 6 months has been incredible. We made so much progress the last 6 months, more than the last 5 years. Okay. So it's really incredible what's happening. And this is why we're having conversations about this, because I want you optimistic. You should be optimistic, because for once, the good guys are winning, and we are moving in a place that is more freedom, that is more safe, and that is a solid foundation where your assets are real. You're not indebted to your eyeballs. All of that's going away. And we're going to be able to live a prosperous life. You can't have prosperity when the entire world is enslaved in debt. Debt isn't prosperity, right? So we have to flip that. When it does flip, some interesting things are going to occur. It's very likely that a lot of the systemic debt, what I mean by that is, bank debts of whether it be mortgages or car loans or other things that was where money was created out of thin air, those could be zeroed. You could have a great jubilee. I'm not saying everyone's going to happen, but I'm saying there's already evidence that some of this has occurred on a test basis. Okay. So these are real things that are moving us in a place. So if we can have a jubilee of debt, and we can have assets that are real, we can have a money system that's actually backed by real stuff, right? Whether it be oil, silver, gold, the land itself, it's still real. It's something that's solid. It's not an IOU, a debt. You see how different this is? It's absolutely incredible. And the fact that we're moving in this direction should make you incredibly excited. I'm excited. I've been at this for way beyond, probably close to 2 decades now. And it is more exciting now than it's ever been, because we can now see there's light at the end of the tunnel. We are moving in a direction of freedom, and not just for us, but for the whole world. And it is beautiful to behold. So be careful about some of these stories that go around. Oh, this is going to happen tomorrow. They say everything's ready. The QFS is ready to go. But we have a treasury that's still trying to digitize itself. What does this mean? It means they're putting in servers. They're putting in software systems. They're plugging things together and trying to make them work right so that we can